we're going to put this under where the shoulder would be. All right, so go ahead and lay back some info. And slide towards me a little bit. A little bit more. Going towards it.
So we just built up the patient with sheets.
And here I'm going to move the pillow out of the way. All right. Give myself some room right here at the top of the shoulder.
What time does lab technically end?
9 o'clock. Okay. So the idea here is that we're going to put this IR right here against the patient's neck, and we're going to shoot here through the armpit, and this gives us a view of the shoulder so that if there's like a dislocation, we can see if the humerus pops forwards or backwards, right? You can see that here on the IR, it goes up or down. So that's kind of the idea behind this view. So what do we need to, in order to do this? As you can see, I've turned my tube in this direction. The reason I turned it this way is to get my tube as close to the patient as possible. If I turned it the opposite way, this thing would be in the way. So I'm getting my tube nice and close to my patient. Okay, make sure that I am on free cassette. Okay. And so now we need to keep this IR here. So easiest way to do this is to just ask the patient to bend their arm and just kind of hold it like that for us. Right? Arm should be in an external rotation anyway, so this is kind of perfect. Now, sometimes the patient can't do this, or sometimes they're not great at doing this. So in that case, just use a normal cassette stand to hold it in place. Or sandbags, or just whatever you have. Now, my centering is that armpit, correct?
Yes.
As you can see, I can't really get any closer because my tube is running into the table. So I'm just going to slide back here until I'm centered at the armpit. And as you can see, this isn't great, right? I have a lot of SID. I'd like to be at 40 if possible. And if you take a look at my centering on the IR, I am way off the center, aren't I? So I need to do something to fix this. So step one of this view. First thing that you should try and do, get the patient closer to the edge. That way you have more room to work with. So something that you come all the way over. All the way over. Scoot over, scoot over. Good, very good. All right. See that right there against your neck? Yep, just for that corner. Very good. So now if I'm aiming at the armpit, there we go. I can get a lot closer now, can't I? All right. Second thing we can do to make things easier for ourselves is to actually angle the patient. Because right now the patient is doing what I taught you to do. We got our patient straight on this table, right? In line with the table. But this actually makes things more difficult on this view. So instead, what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you keep your hips where they are, but slide your shoulders back this way. Nope, keep your hips.
No, keep your hips.
Yep, bring your hips over. Good. So now our patient is at an angle, right? Feels kind of weird. And now, if you take a look at me right now, my patient and my tube are actually like parallel now, right? So I don't actually have my angle anymore. So if I wanted to add my angle, which I do, now it would look like this, or somewhere in between. Now my angle would look like this. And you see that I have much more room to work with. In fact, I think I may be a bit too close now. Pull this out. I'm at I'm at 39, so I'm actually closer to my desired 40-inch SID. Okay, pretty close.
Okay.
Do that. Go on a bit of an angle. Okay. And now, here's the key. Okay, I'm coming in through the armpit here, correct?
Yes.
All right. So Samantha, turn your head away, and we're going to push this in as far as we can. Right. And to be honest, it's going to be very tough, right?
Yeah, as far as it goes.
That's as far as it goes. Right. So don't force it, right? Don't try and break your neck. Just get in as much as you can. And now you are going to collimate. So just collimate. Just collimate. We're only looking at this area here, so you can collimate pretty nice and tight. Grab our marker. Which arm is this?
The right.
Right.
That's right. This is the right arm. Let me. Honestly, I think I'm going to need a bit more angle now.
Honestly, Mr. Fong, is this a difficult picture to capture?
Is this difficult?
Yeah.
Yes, this can be difficult. It's going to take experience to do this. Okay. And so from here, this should be enough to get the image we need. So, okay, hold your breath, patient. X-ray, you can breathe. This is your Lawrence inferior, right, coming from the bottom, superior, exiting the top.
So were you clicking this part to move the tube?
Yes, so this is the one I use to rotate the tube like this.
So it's like a...
39.5. I'm happy with that. All right, so any questions about this Lawrence?
No, sir.
All right, great. You can relax. Thank you, Samantha. Okay. Don't forget, you do need to build up. Otherwise, you're going to lose the bottom of your shoulder off the cassette. Make sure you push that shoulder up by building the patient up.
So just building up the arm wouldn't work? Oh, no, never
No,
mind.
that's right. You want the entire shoulder.
Don't get down.
Careful, careful, careful. Just hold on to your piece for now.
Is this
Let me
it?
move this out of the way.
Is this it, Mr.
And
Fong, where I
yes,
cut it
that
off?
is it.
Okay.
That was the final one.